I think if you're someone who's, you know, at least in that 45,000 tax bracket or above, and you're comfortable messing around with your super fund options to de-risk them, this method can be a great way to simply get more cash in your pocket at the end of the day, because the money you're saving is just because you're playing around with tax.
And there also probably is, sorry to interrupt, man, there probably also is a forced saving element to it. Like, if you're in a situation, I can imagine, where you do struggle to save because the money just kind of disappears, or you're not saving as much, but you kind of know you'd be able to save more if you took the money away from yourself before you had a chance to see it in your account. So even if the numbers don't work incredibly well on paper, it might actually work quite well for you in practice because of the forced saving element and having that money taken away from you before it hits your bank account. And obviously the tax savings on top are a bonus.
Yeah, definitely. So that scenario I described, where I guess I would describe it as, if you're someone who needs that money, like needs that money for the home deposit or to survive when you withdraw it, and you're happy to mess around with your super fund and change the options to be a bit safer, and you're happy to deal with the admin, and you're earning at least 45,000 probably, again, there's some nuance there, then it might be interesting as a way to get a few extra $1,000 or something in your pocket. The other scenario that's probably interesting is the one I kind of went down, which is that I put money into super, even though I was saving for a house, as a strategy to just invest more. And I knew it was going to slow down my house saving slightly. Like, I put in tens of thousands of dollars into super to get cash back at tax time because I think it's a cool deduction, and I knew I didn't have to pull that money out. There's circumstances this year where I might have pulled that money out if circumstances were different. So I think there's that kind of optionality approach where you can actually value the contributions into super independently and then just make the decision later on about whether you pull it out. Because again, and I know I keep talking about it, but what always drew me to the super deduction was that nearly every deduction that you see is based on spending money or paying interest. It's like, if you spend more or you pay more interest, we'll give you a tax deduction. So they're kind of like, you pay less tax if you spend more. But the super one, I don't know, there's something philosophically that just excited me, where they're like, if you put $10,000 into your super, Hayden, we'll give you $3,700 of cash at tax time.
I see what you're saying, because it's not like you have to spend your money on XYZ. It's like, if you just put it over here instead of here, you are better off financially.
Yeah, and I'm thinking over 30 years, you know, like, so and obviously you lose 15% on the way in. So let's say for me, it was like 22% or something. But I was like, oh my God. So if I take 10 grand and put it into super and invest 8,500, they'll give me $3,700 in cash. So I just, before any of the super home saver stuff, I loved the super deduction. It was the only real way I offset my tax, because I spent nothing, Dave. I had nothing to like deduct because I was so frugal. So I loved it.